Today, we're taking a look back at the trade relationship between the US and China in 2019, just before the pandemic altered the global economic landscape. We'll explore the top imports and exports and what these numbers tell us about their trade dynamics. US exports to China, 2019. Let's start with US exports to China. In 2019, the total value of these exports was about $132 billion. Here are the top categories. Airplanes and other aircraft. Valued at $13.1 billion, this category accounted for nearly 10% of total exports, showcasing the strength of the U.S. aerospace industry. Soybeans. At $12.5 billion, whereas soybeans represented 9.4% of exports, highlighting the agricultural trade reliance. Vehicles with internal combustion engines. Worth $7.9 billion, these vehicles comprised 6% of total exports, reflecting China's demand for American automobiles. Electronic integrated circuits. With a value of $4.9 billion, this high-tech export made up 3.7%, supporting China's electronics manufacturing. Oils. Oils valued at $4 billion accounted for 3% of total exports, indicating significant energy trade. Additional exports. Gold, machines for semiconductors, and petroleum gases were also important, illustrating a mix of high-tech goods and basic commodities in U.S. exports. U.S. imports from China, 2017. Now, let's explore what the U.S. imported from China, totaling around $444 billion. Telephones for cellular networks. Leading imports at $43.7 billion, these represented 9.8% of total imports, driven by consumer electronics demand. Automatic data processing machines. Worth $37.2 billion, these accounted for 8.4%, reflecting the U.S. reliance on Chinese manufactured computers and laptops. Tricycles, scooters, and toys. Valued at $12.3 billion, these imports made up 2.8%, catering to the American market for recreational products. Communication apparatus. At $11.3 billion, this category was 2.5% of imports, crucial for digital infrastructure. Games and funfair articles. Worth $5.4 billion, these represented 1.2%, illustrating consumer interest in entertainment. Additional imports. Monitors, static converters, and television apparatus were also significant, emphasizing China's dominance in electronics, which accounted for a majority of imports. The trade war impact, 2019. The U.S.-China trade war beginning in 2018 significantly altered this relationship. By 2019, U.S. imports from China had dropped by 13.5%, while exports to China fell by 15.5%, resulting in a loss of $53 billion. Conclusion. In summary, pre-pandemic trade between the U.S. and China was robust, characterized by high-tech exports and consumer electronics imports. However, the trade war and subsequent tariffs reshaped this dynamic, reducing trade volumes significantly. As we look to the future, these factors will continue to influence the economic relationship between these two superpowers. Thank you for being with our channel, Fortitude. Forever, we are committed to helping Chinese companies going overseas. Stay tuned for more insights in our next episode on global trade.